Hello. Today I want to talk about something slightly different. It's still related to IT and related to AI, but also it's very personal in terms of like personal use, not personal for me, but personal use. So I got this thing the other day, a little water drop water filtering system, and I thought that I should obviously get it up and running because I want to get fresh water it provides supposedly. So I open it up and it's got all these little instructions and it's got all these little charts. And as you can see, you can kind of read the stuff fairly well, but me at my age, reading is a little bit more difficult. And when you look at it like this, it's hard to read. I mean, it's a difficult thing. It's not very long, but at the same time, it obviously has a number of pages, and you know, it it's a little difficult to digest, especially people writing it from different countries and things like that. So my thinking was there's got to be a better way to keep track of this stuff because whenever you buy any kind of gadget or any kind of appliance, they always come with instructions, whether it's an oven or refrigerator or anything else. And these instructions are great. We need to read them to figure them out because otherwise you don't know half the stuff that it can do. So you read it, you look through it, you browse through it, you put it in this drawer, you put it on that couch, and then eventually you wind up with a pile of these little things. Hopefully you have a pile in one place so you can actually get to them. Most of the time it winds up being somewhere who knows where. And if it comes time to sell them, you have no idea where the manual is, or if you just want to use it, you have no idea where the manual is. And so it becomes basically the usual kind of situation where you just don't know. You try to figure it out online to see if you can get another copy. It's pain, basically. So what I was thinking is, why don't we set up a more sophisticated or more modern approach to handling manuals, starting with this specific one? Even though it's not my first one, but I'm going to basically work on all the subsequent ones to work the same way. So the first thing you can do is you take the manual and you just take photos of all the pages, or at least the important pages. So I did that, and now I have, let's go ahead and bring up my photos here. I took the pictures of these pages, some of the key pages, using my phone. As you can see, they're not anything spectacular. They don't need to be anything super fancy. They don't need to be edited or adjusted. And, you can see quality is not ideal, but definitely good enough for a computer to figure out what's going on. So I have these 5 photos that I took, and let's go ahead and drop them into AI. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and select them all, and then I'm going to pull down the menu here and select download, and that's going to create a, see right here it says preparing to download 5 items, and it goes ahead and saves it as a zip file, which is not what we need, but good enough to get started. Okay, so let's go ahead and pull this up, and we can see that we have a file here called photos 1 whatever zip, and if I open it up by double clicking on it, you can see we have our 5 JPEGs in there, which is perfect. And what we want to do is we want to drop these into ChatGPT. So I'm going to open up a new ChatGPT session here, chat.com or chatgpt.com, either way works. It doesn't have to be any particular model because any of them will do the job. And in terms of dragging the items here, one thing that's interesting is when you open up a zip file, if I select all 5 files and if I drag them in here, it shows number 5. But when I actually let it go, I think it only downloads one of them. Because if I click on it, it just shows me one image as opposed to 5 images. So the moral of the story is if you're going to be dropping zipped content directly into ChatGPT, you need to do it one file at a time to make sure all of them get in there. So we drop number 1, and then we drop number 2, and then we drop number 3, and then we drop number 4. Kind of gets old, obviously, because it would be nice to do it in one shot. But like I said, it's a little bit misleading because if you do, you're not going to get all 5 in there. Okay, now we got all 5 in there. So let's get rid of this window. Great. Okay, so now we have these 5 pages in there. Now I'm going to put a little prompt. Please take a look at the attached files and come up with a super simple way. I forgot to say way. to read and understand set of instructions of how to use this device the first time, then subsequent times, and also have a list of things to avoid and keep in mind for best operation and ease of use. All right, so we hit submit and we'll see what develops. So it's thinking. We'll let it think for a little bit. I'm doing this in real time so you can actually see how long it takes to come up with a response. So it says, sure, Oleg, here's a razor sharp cheat sheet to get you up and running in seconds. First time setup, unpack and inspect. So again, if you're looking at something that looks like this, where you can barely figure out what it says, over here we got actual instructions. It says remove all packaging, check for packs. If anything's damaged, call this number, blah, blah, blah. So clearly, install filter and water tanks, tells you exactly what to do, one step at a time. Okay, so that's that. And then it says daily use after setup. So you have to go through this initial setup. And then after daily use, it shows to do this, press this button, tap this on the screen, shows you desired ounces. Okay, so basically it's got all the instructions one step at a time from those pages that they did in not any particular order. And it's got maintenance and do's and don'ts, clean drip tray weekly, soap, feed water tank, and so on and so on. Avoid these particular things. That's it. So basically I have this nice document that I can now use to be able to know exactly how to use this. Okay. On top of that, if we go to the bottom, we have here a button we can copy. So I can easily copy the content and then I can drop into Google Doc by typing in docs.new, which will give me a new Google Doc. And I can go ahead and paste the content there. Now we have a very nice document, as you can see. Okay, that shows exactly what this is. We can call it water drop water filter. I'm going to go ahead and set up a new folder called Manuals in my drive. And click on New Folder and call it Manuals. And I will put this document here by clicking on Move. And now it says it moved the water drop water filter to my drive Manuals. Perfect, exactly where I wanted it. So that's one way you can set it up. And then you have all your manuals in the same folder. And you can easily get to them. Of course, because it's on Google Drive, you can do a search. You can look through the document. You can print it if you need to. You can share it with people. So you got all the capabilities and all the information you need to be able to do this thing properly. Okay, so that's how you can handle all your manuals, number one. Number two, if you want to take it one step further, you can say, well, I have all these documents and, I don't want to necessarily do a search. And it's kind of hard because I have 150 manuals. How do we handle that? And so for that, what you can do is you can use Google Keep. Let's go ahead and open up Google Keep by going to keep.google.com. Okay. And once you get into Google Keep, I have all these different notes and information, but I want to do something different for manuals. So a couple of things I could do. I could just create a note called water drop filter. And here I usually put in dates. So I can put in 5/13/2025, purchased via Amazon. And at this point, you're not going to copy that information from ChatGPT here because it would make it very difficult to read. The notes are kind of smallish. You can fit everything, but it'll look like these notes where you can't even read them unless you open them up. If you open this note, then it's nice and readable. If you look at it like this, then obviously it's not exactly conducive to reading. What you could do, if you decide to go with the Google Keep approach, you pull up the note, and so a number of things. Number one, you can assign it a label. So for example, I could say add a label, and I can call it manuals. And that way, when I click on manuals, it becomes a label here. So when I go down to manuals in my labels, if I can get to it here, right there, then you can see I have these two things. This is when I was doing the test initially. I already came up with it. So it's the same thing essentially. And then the second thing is you can have a link to ChatGPT. So when you click on it, it'll open up the link directly into the document where you have all this information. Okay, that's one way to do it. Another thing you could do if you decide to go just the ChatGPT route and Google Keep, that's the example there. In terms of this new example I'm showing you, what you can do is you can also basically say something like Google Doc link or something, whatever you want to say as the prefix here. You go to the document itself, you highlight the name up here, the URL. As soon as everything is highlighted, you hit Control C to copy it, and then you go back to the Keep Note and you just simply paste it here. And that's it. Basically, that's it for this particular manual. And so in the future now, whenever you want to open up this particular doc, all you have to do is click on this link and it opens it right up. So that's one way to do it. Another way to do it is if you open the Keep Note, you can click on down this area or the link itself, either way, and it's going to do the same thing. So you have a couple of different ways to get to it. And then another thing you can do is you can obviously add any additional information here because it's a Keep Note. So you can add as much information as you want to go with this particular manual. So you have the manual and you can have some additional information, some of your own notes or something else you want to say. If you want to change the color scheme, make it different color, whatever you want to do. But the basic setup is basically what I showed you. If you really want to do it in the most efficient way, then skip the whole Google Doc approach and just simply use the ChatGPT because you have a link directly to that particular item anyway. A very simple way to create a manual and information on what to do from that manual for you to use one time or multiple times, and then also be able to easily track all your manuals in one place and not worry about manuals in the future. Whenever you buy new things, you just add a new manual, take a couple of photos, you're done. If you have any questions, please leave them down below. If you'd like to take my new web chat one-on-one app called Icon for a Spin, let me know in the comments below and I'll send you a link to invite you. It's probably the easiest way to do one-on-one calls, video calls, without any limitations or friction. The person gets your link, they click on it, and they're in. So it's the easiest way to handle those calls. And other than that, till next time, I'm Oleg.